we're back. Where do I start here? So this is gonna be the last stream for Skyrim for probably a while yet. Probably the last one for Penne as well. Just this challenge is, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna succeed. I think we made some headway, and I even thought about like some optimization paths. You know, like going straight to Windhelm, getting the paralyzing staff on the way, hitting Kynes Grove and mining the malachite, then running up and getting the tower key and coming back down. You know, it's like a kind of a nice path that we've figured out, but ultimately I just don't think there's enough like feasibility, you know. And it comes down to the point that this game is inherently designed maliciously, and I'll kind of get into that here in a second. But first things first, I don't even know where we're really going. We're just going to leave here. We're going to dip out because our skills are all too high. I was going to get arrested yesterday, but for whatever reason they decided to kill me instead. So, you know, fuck it, whatever. We're going to go to Falkreath, I think. That sounds like a good plan. But I wanted to throw a PSA out there. That you should, if you ever wanted to play this game, if you've watched any of this and thought, man, I want to go hit Skyrim again, don't get the special edition and don't get the anniversary edition. Don't get any of these things that have anything to do with Creation Club, okay? And I'm not knocking the Creation Club. I'm not knocking the things that people have brought over or made whole, like, completely originally. You know, those are cool, but the entire implementation of the survival system, just basically everything on the Bethesda side of the Creation Club is wholly half-assed and wantonly disregarded. You know, it wasn't a means to implement some of the things people have done in the game that were very innovative, like the unofficial Skyrim patch, Sky UI, you know, any of that stuff. No, this is all just this means that the company can say, yeah, look, we did it. See, here's all this cool stuff you guys have always wanted, and just to write it off, to make it seem like it was never there to begin with, you know? Like, that's all it was. It's a fucking dismissal of the modding community, and it's almost insulting to me, to be completely unabashedly honest here. I don't like it. We can kind of get into nitty-gritty there for all, but so if you're going to play Skyrim, buy the regular vanilla game, and then if you really want to buy the 3 DLCs, go buy the 3 DLCs. They play perfectly fine, as far as I can tell, you know, without any of this with the Creation Club shit, you know. Like, I would buy Dragonborn, you know. I like Solstheim. You know, it's a pretty cool place. Dawnguard, I've never actually done a single thing related to the Dawnguard, so, you know, that one's up to you. Hearthguard, I would honestly avoid myself, because I don't think anything to do with house building. It's kind of the first jab into people wanting to do more with Skyrim, and, oh, well, fuck off. What the fuck? Okay, thanks, lady. The first jab into people wanting more, you know, and wanting to implement more. Did she die? I heard her go down. Lord. Just trying not to die while I'm trying to vocalize my thoughts here. But ultimately, all of this comes down to the vanilla game in Skyrim being a modder's paradise. You know, Skyrim is what it is today. It's not remembered because of, you know, all of this. As pretty as it is, as picturesque as it is a bog standard Bethesda RPG at the end of the day. And even more insulting, it's a bog standard Bethesda RPG from the early 2000s. You know, 2011. You know, you could stick this next to Fallout 3 and you'd be hard pressed to tell the actual differences here. what really made the game big, what really made the game important was the modding community and what there's the amazing things people are able to do, the silly things people are able to put into it, you know? And rather than Bethesda actually acknowledging that and not awarding it but celebrating it, they instead decided to make their own first-party half-assery. What the fuck was that? No. I don't give a shit anymore. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. Instead of, you know, I said, like, instead of celebrating it and embracing some of the cool things people did, they just fucked it, you know? They fucked it, and this is our standing standard now. This is what we have. You know, this is what every naive or misinformed and well-meaning person who wants to play Skyrim now is going to buy. It's what I bought because I wanted to try the modding on the console, and I'm not impressed with it. You know, the things other people have made, the things people imported from Nexus, sure, it's fine. It functions. It's not nearly as extensive and not nearly as imaginative as I'd like it to be. Most of it is just like quality of life things, and that only goes so far, you know. Like, if I want Thomas the Tank Engine in my game replacing dragons, I can't do that here. You know, as silly and absurd as an idea that is, but it's simply not something that was brought over. Or, you know, difficulty patches. Like, there's no real challenge patches put into this. You know, just weird, silly, stupid shit people like to do. It's not here. You know? And that's because Bethesda will only allow certain things to come over, you know? I'm not even talking like the nudity shit or any, like, the sex shit. It's like, I don't... Who cares about that? It's like, it's the fact that they even have a say in what is allowed here, you know? They have a say in what people have done with their game on other people's time as a work of passion, you know? As a reflection of what they think of the game and how they think they could change it. You know, you have a million different ideas and people implementing them basically on your canvas, and what are you doing with it? You're trying to filter out everything that only makes you look good. Like, fuck that and fuck you, you know? That's stupid. That's dumb. I don't like it. I would honestly say, if you're going to play Skyrim, just play it on Steam. Find some way of playing it on Steam. Don't go with the console versions. Definitely don't go with the special and anniversary editions. You want nothing to do with the Creation Club. Nothing. And like, let's kind of get into that. Let's get into this fucking the air is chilly. It's like all of these things are so easily bypassed. All right, and I've kind of talked a little bit about this on a few different times. I'm just gonna try and like reiterate these things. Hunger is completely fucking ridiculous. It's worthless. The entire hunger thing is completely worthless because you have one item that refills your entire hunger gauge, and you have another that does nothing. You know, and there's even a perk that Argonians and Khajiit get, where you can eat raw food, but why would you? It's only 2 points of hunger. I have done things where I tried to stay in the water and only eat raw fish, and I was starving to death slowly. Because no matter how many fish I caught, it was never enough. Because it was on a point per second basis. You know, I could not beat that. Yeah, like this shit. You know, it's like you don't even really need to interact with cooking. You just need to go and buy the correct foods. You know, and granted, some of this is a bit more useful than others. I do like how drinks work, how you can just carry around 33 honeydew meads and essentially have limitless stamina, you know, or 48 apples and you have basically 96 points of health. But those are things that were carried over from vanilla, you know? Like, those were already in the game. This is not really helping anything, you know? This isn't really doing anything. Food really was just another source of either health or stamina, and it's the same thing here, you know? And the penalties for being peckish are far worse than the penalties for being starving. You know, like, you can't die from any of this stuff. You can't die from staying awake for 72 hours or however long, you know, or you can't starve to death. You can freeze to death, apparently, but that's the only one, and that's because it drops your max HP to 0, you know. But, like, every single thing, every problem that they put in for you has a ridiculously easy solution, and the only thing stopping you is your lack of knowledge of the game. It's only going to be fun for the first couple playthroughs of your experience, and once you figure out where all the bedrolls are, where all the shops are, where all the inns are to just buy the food, where to get warm clothes, like, it becomes trivial. It's trivialized almost instantaneously, you know? And it's the same thing with, like, these fucking backpacks. I hate these backpacks. These are so dumb. There's no point to them. Sure, like, you get more carry capacity, but you already halved it as a survival thing. Why would you have it and then immediately give back a quarter of that again, you know? So you're not ever really without your entire, that entire half. You're just without a quarter of it instead. And, like, what's the fucking point of that, you know? There are some interesting things with, if you're over encumbered, your fatigue increases quicker. And I think that's kind of cool, but who the fuck cares? You know, like, who's gonna bother with that shit? It's like, there's free bedrolls, or you go to an inn, you sleep for 10 minutes, like, you sleep for an hour, you wake up well rested. It's completely trivialized. These are the only things I truly enjoy out of any of this shit, these brawler gauntlets. And, you know, I don't know. They fit into vanilla well. But that's because vanilla stats and vanilla skills are just busted as hell anyway. Like, I've talked about this before. I've talked about this stupid perk all the fucking time. This right here. It's like, it can only go so high, you know? And then it just becomes useless. And that's really kind of like, it all boils down to the fact that all of this stuff, all these survival mechanics, they take your attention, but they never really impact the base gameplay of Skyrim, the base mechanics of Skyrim. And Skyrim in itself is inherently deceptive. Like, you expect, like, a generic hack and slash adventure game, but ultimately the way everything scales, you have to know how Skyrim thinks. It's non-conventional. It's doing things in the background that it's never going to tell you. It's running math for the enemies in the game that it's never going to show you, because it's not playing by the same rules you are, right? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Bleak Falls Barrow, right? One of the reasons why I'm kind of throwing in the towel here is not because we have to go back and get arrested and come back here and go back and get arrested and come back here. No, not that. That's fine. That's a process we've already mastered. It's the guy at the very end, the Draugr, right? Now, we have this staff here. We can't use it on him because he resists paralysis. Most undead do. That's a problem. He also resists poisons, so the fork is useless. That's a problem. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I can go and somehow find a Staff of Turning or a blessed weapon that will cause him to flee. One of the few weaknesses undead have is they have a specific named spell effect that causes them to run away. No, doesn't work. Why? Because the Staff of Turning, not the Staff of Minor Turning, the Staff of Turning is a adept drop, meaning that you have to be a certain level higher or a certain level high enough to actually get that kind of loot to drop from the chests or show up in the merchants. They will not show up. Only novice gear will show up at this level. And why is that? We need a adept level staff because he's level 8 to start. He starts at level 8. He's never going to be at like level 3 when the minor staff returning would actually help him or help us out, or the blessed weapons. And then you say, okay, you just have to go and level up enough until you can get those to show up. Well, here's the other problem then. The enemies scale. So by the time you get back up there, he's not level 8 anymore. Now he's level 18. You know, now it's a completely different problem. And that's kind of the inherent issue of the whole of Skyrim. To play this game properly, you not only need scaled equipment, all scaled equipment, constantly scaled equipment. Like, if you like the aesthetics of iron weapons and fur armor like I do, too bad. If you like elven armor, too bad. If you like Dwemer armor, too bad. You're going to have to upgrade eventually. You're going to have to go to the top gear, because by the end of the game, the enemy stats and enemy levels have scaled to the point where everything else becomes useless. There are certain drops that if you level too fast, you will never see again. Like a necklace of water breathing. Now sure, it's not the most useful thing on the planet, but hey, it's never going to show up again if you level past level 4 and you didn't get to see it the first time. Like, there are things happening below, like under the hood of this game that you have to account for. It's insidious.
Some
you know?
Call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
And this is really what we've been kind of having to deal with this entire time, you know? It's like, even now, and possibly, I could go and find the right combination of things to give me just enough an advantage to be able to fight my way through, right? If I wasn't a Argonian, like if it was like Khajiit or even a human god, if I was a human, this would be completely fucking impossible. The Argonian's his skin is the only thing that really saves this run, because I'm able to actually dish out and take enough damage sufficiently to deal with a couple enemies. And I do mean a couple, like maybe 1 to 2 max, and then I'm done. And then we have to run away and rest again, but come back, and it's a little bit of progress at a time. You get into like the Thalmor Embassy, you don't have that luxury. You can't run away. You're stuck in there until you're done with the mission. And you have to fight things. You have to fight things, because the key to get out of that whole area is on a guard. And he won't drop it until he's dead. You can't pickpocket him. You can't paralyze him and take it off his body. No, you have to... Don't you dare say a fucking word to me, Fendel. You have to kill him. You know, it's same with the dragons. You have to fight your way out of the dragons. There's points in this game where you stop and you are checked. And if you're found lacking, that is that. And there's no way to get around it. You know? And the Creation Club doesn't do anything to that. It doesn't add anything to that. The survival stuff is just like a little fucking window trimming. You know, it's not actually affecting your view of the fucking sky or anything else to that window. It's just something that looks nice around the edges. So, I don't know. That's kind of my main thoughts here. You have to understand how Skyrim works. You have to understand that once you make it here, you've got to make a beeline for whatever trainer you've got. And you've got to have a wood axe and you've got to chop wood. You've got to chop wood until you've got enough money to go talk to the trainer and get your levels in and training so that you have the skills high enough to use the proper perks you need, and hope to God that you don't pick the wrong perks because, oh, let's see, this is functionally useless. This is fine. This is fine. This is functionally useless. That's fine. Let's see what else here. One-handed and two-handed. Let's see. Useless. The only good one. Useless. You know, it's like you have to know what is good and what is not good on this perk tree. And if you don't, you may accidentally fuck up your whole game, you know? Now, sure, you can wrap it around and make it to legendary, but not through training. Well, those last 10 levels, you've got to get to it yourself, you know? And by the time that you have actually made it to the point where you're mastering 90, you've had enough levels accumulated that if you fight anyone, now you're fighting advanced level basic enemies, you know? Like bandits are being replaced with bandit chieftains and what's the other ones? Outlaws, you know? Draugrs are now awakened draug. What the hell was that noise? And again, the scaling bites you. Like, say you want to level blocking and only blocking, so you put all your points into blocking, and by the time you go out to test it, suddenly everything that you could have tested it against is completely scaled up to the point where you can't fight them now. Now you have to go back and scale up like you're one-handed or something, and that won't work either, you know? And it goes on and on and on and on, and that's the whole fucking game. Where were they? Playing this fucking cat and mouse game of catch up, and you can never get ahead, you know? The game is like basically set up, what I've come to realize, for adept difficulty or higher, lower, you know? Higher is a challenge. Higher is there, but higher is not meant to be played. Higher is meant to be like, you're meant to just beat yourself against it, and that's your fun, you know? That's your satisfaction. To say that, man, I really threw myself into the fucking ringer there, I'm enjoying it. And you know what? I have enjoyed that process. I have enjoyed that experience. But beginning to realize that not every challenge is feasible, or even possible, that kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and I don't really enjoy that. Oh man, this thing was here this whole time. And so you're incentivized to find illegitimate ways to do things. You know, you're incentivized to cheat the system, to game the system. You know, you're incentivized to clip through walls with a bucket, or put a bucket over people's heads and steal their shit, or, you know, like, just cut those corners, do anything you need to succeed and get ahead, because the game's not going to let you in a legitimate fashion. So, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with all this. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm probably going to play this on my own time, and I may even do another level 1 legendary playthrough, tweaking a few things or thinking of a few things, but ultimately I think we can thoroughly say between the 4 or 5 playthroughs we've done of this that I've pretty much covered just about everything. I've pretty much covered every avenue that made it even a possibility. Legitimate and otherwise, you know. And sure, no, I'm not done, of course. There's so much more to look at in this game. You know, I just happened to get lucky and realize that the snap leg was an easy cave to infiltrate. And I'm sure there's some other things, but it really comes down to the problem of, beyond those named things that you know they're set drops or set locations at, the radial chests and the radial quests are functionally useless, right? There is a very limited, small supply of things that you can get to actually help you, and of those things, they have a very low chance of occurring, and when they do occur, they're usually exorbitantly expensive. And it's just, it keeps going like that, you know, over and over and over again. You level up enough to get to the next step, oh, suddenly everything's harder again, and now you need even better stuff above that. But to get that better stuff, you gotta level up again, and over and over and over it goes.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Everything's for sale, my friend. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Do come back.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. Need more experience.
Looking for my husband, Nazim?
Like, what are even the other... What are the creations, anyway? Oh, that's my creations. There we go. Daedric, Dragon... God, this shit. Look at this shit right here. This is just more armor. This is just increasing that shit, you know? It's increasing that cap. That's what it's doing, you know? Never really fucked around with those. Don't know about that. Oh, and the pets. The pets are fucking useless. Camping, completely fucking pointless. Like, what the fuck were they thinking with camping? I'm still mad about this, man. You should just be able to make a fucking campfire. And just leave it. You know, it would just be like, it burns for an hour unless you add more fucking wood to it. It just goes out, you know, that's it. You should be able to carry a bedroll around. You shouldn't have to carry around fucking pieces of firewood and a goddamn piece of leather to make one of these things, and you can only have one, and it's just a set thing right there. And fuck you if you want to make another one later. You have to go back and erase. Like, it's so stupid. I cannot stand what they do with camping, especially since, again, modders did this better. Modders did weather better. Modders did survival better. Don't know what that is. Oh yeah, this shit. This stupid crap right here. Wait, can you actually get... Can you get Stormcloak armor from this? Let me look this up here. Because I like the bear outfit. I kind of want the bear outfit. Farming also just completely executed so awkwardly. Like, there's so many menus No, it looks like ass. Never mind. I'm so fucking mad. It looks like shit. The Imperials actually looks kind of cool, but man, that would be actually kind of terrifying to run into, like in a dungeon. Ooh. Too bad it's in a fucking event thing. No, wait, there's bear armor. Son of a bitch. No, that's not bear armor. It looks like jerk. God damn it, it looks like ass. I'm so disappointed. How do you put a DLC in and still make some fucking items unattainable from a fucking glitch? Like how do you fuck that up? Man. Yeah, farming is awkward as shit. It could have been done better. Like none of the fucking farm tools in this game have any fucking use. Not the pitchfork, not the hoe, not anything you see laying around. You can't pick it up, you can't use it. Boy, if only we had some idea for that, you know? For the shit that's already in the game. If only that would have been possible. The prices suck. They kind of went with this weird half-ass idea of how plants grow. It's like you got to wait a week in game or 10 in-game days or something like that before you can harvest, but it's like that's an absurd amount of time for the player to go through. And it's also ridiculously short for like how long it actually takes plants to bear fruit. I don't know. I don't know what the possible solution could have been. But certainly not how they did it. Fishing, obviously, I've talked about fishing a lot. It fucking sucks. Fishing fucking sucks. I hate having to sit here in one little fucking screen because they just couldn't implement some way of letting you do this from wherever you're standing, you know? You can't just have a fishing rod, throw it into the water, and wait and get something on it, like on the hook. You know, it's a fucking junk. It's a junk collector, is all it is. There's so much shit in the water. Like, how on earth can I pull 6 fish out of a certain area but 97 lanterns? Like, this was so poorly implemented. I cannot stand it, you know? And I have been all over the fishing lately. I've been really trying to make it work. I don't like it, you know? There are so many games, smaller games than this, that did fishing so well, you know? Stardew Valley, amazing fucking game that did fishing so well, so much smaller than this, you know? It just, like, I feel like the people who did this have no idea what fishing even is. Like, they put in one fishing rod, which is fucking anachronistic as shit, I'm sorry. There were no fishing reels with fucking ball-bearing reels back in the Middle Ages. I'm sorry, you could figure out another way to do that shit. God damn it. Like, no bait, no bobbers, no reels, no sinkers, no hook types, nothing. No way to customize your fucking rod and what you're gonna pick up. Absolutely nothing. And you're gonna sit here and say this is okay, it's just a timed button press? Fuck off, man. That is ridiculously dismissive. Fuck the fishing. Forgotten Seasons. What the hell is this? A dungeon adventure. Okay, cool. You can kind of see, and like all of this smacks of the kind of half-handed, half-assed implementation of like what they did with fucking Elder Scroll Blades. You know, they looked at Skyrim, they looked at Elder Scrolls and said, man, this would be great if we could just dilute the dungeon crawling experience down to the bare minimum. Let's get rid of the quest, get rid of the dialogue, get rid of all the atmosphere, get rid of everything that made exploring dungeons fun, and let's just dilute it down to the loot chests. What can we get for the loot chests? What can we get for armor and upgrades? Like, that's it. Numbers. We gotta do the numbers. Fuck everything else. Like, it's so many of this shit, it's stuck in, You know, a lot. It's just a horse armor. God damn, fuck off. Who even bothers with horse armor? Nordic jewelry. I've never liked any of this crap. Maybe someone will. It looks so junk. It looks so out of place. Even for fucking Skyrim, where the armor's already looking like a fucking Marvel superhero movie ass shit. Even the Nordic shit's just completely out of place. Pets, useless. I have no need for any of them. I don't like them. They're just left there, you know. You go to the fucking abandoned shack, there's the rabbit. You go by Falkreath, there's the fox. The rat's in the fucking rat waste somewhere. That's it. There's no point to it. There's no soul to it. It's soulless. Saints and Seducers actually had some stuff I liked in it. I think it was the alchemy ingredients. Holiday pack? What the fuck is the holiday pack? They put in fucking Christmas shit. God damn. Huh. That's kind of cool. Too bad it's all buried in like level 35 bullshit. Like that whole fucking like staff customization, staff creation thing would have been fucking amazing had we actually been able to fucking finish the quest to get any of it. The homesteads I don't like. I don't like you can just go buy. Like the thing's a fucking eyesore. I'm sorry. Come here. Let's look at this motherfucker over here. Look at. This is a rich family to do house. This is a wealthy house. These are like the two biggest fucking families in Whiterun. You know, most houses look like this. Not very big, not very impressive, right? Most houses, most of the regular people live in these over here, right? These small things. So let's go look at the fucking Tundra Manor, shall we?
I work with my mother. Sell fruits and vegetables. It's fun most of
Like, look at the size of the houses, look at the size of these houses. Hell, even these are a better example out here. You can see it from out there. Look at it. Look at that thing. It looks so fucking out of place, you know? Like this fucking house that you just happen to be able to buy that happens to be... Why you two look identical?
Could always use honest pay for honest work. Honest pay for honest work.
There. Like, it's so out of place. It doesn't follow any of the fucking architecture of the rest of the whole fucking game. You know? Like, this just screams, we want to appeal to the player. We want the player to feel special. We want to give you this thing. Look at it, man. It looks like an Instagram fucking reel kind of house, right? Like, no one actually ever lives in this fucking place. It's a fucking set piece, you know? Oh, hey, we can harvest our wheat. Yeah, this thing's awkward as shit. But just looking at it, it follows nothing in the game. And we're just expected to believe that this is just part of the fucking neighborhood, part of the fucking countryside, you know? I think it's the lanterns that really set me the fuck off. I hate the fucking lanterns on the front of this thing. And that really, I think that really is what, like, kind of boils down to why I think you should just play the vanilla game. It's like, all of the additions, you can tell they're additions. All of the Dragonborn stuff, you can tell is from Dragonborn. All of the Dawnguard stuff, you can tell is from Dawnguard. All the Creation Club stuff, you can tell is Creation Club. For all of those reasons, it just does not look like it fits. It's out of place. It's disjointed.
Honest pay for honest work.
It doesn't credit the whole fucking game, you know, like, there's something we said that yes, it's empty, it's boring, it's too small, it's too depopulated. The math doesn't work. You know, all of those are inherent to the base game. But to add all this junk on top of it just really doesn't lend it any fucking service whatsoever, man. And you know we're never going to get anything to fix it. The fixes have always been here, but they refuse to even acknowledge them. They put in their own fixes to just make it look worse. Like, what the game needs is a full top-down, bottom-up, from-scratch fucking rebuild. You know, not a remaster, not a redesign, a fucking rebuild. To try and even make it somewhat in line with fucking Daggerfall. You know, they had all this established lore, and they decided that this was the compromise, you know? This. A map that's too small and fucking towns that are too empty. And, you know, maybe in the last fucking, what, 16, 17 years, they maybe could have implemented some kind of addition, some kind of patch, some kind of correction to help bring it to more towards what the original intent of this area was. But now we get adoptions and marriage and shitty ass manners and, you know, all of this fucking crap that doesn't do it any service. It doesn't do it any favors. It's just a scam. And that's what I'm telling you. It's like, buy the base game, play the base game, enjoy the base game. If you feel compelled to buy one of the 3 DLCs, maybe buy them, but don't buy the special edition of the anniversary just because they had them in there. You're not going to get to play them, and you know why. You know why this whole thing, it really sets me off. Where is it? Where the fuck was it? No. Where the fuck did it say it? Oh no, it was on the fucking, it's on the creation content menu here. What time is it? I could probably wrap up here shortly. I don't even have my fucking studio open. I don't care. I'm not talking to anyone tonight. I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking at a wall. I don't want to do them. I don't want to do them. I just want to see how much time it's been. 45 minutes? Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine. I wouldn't have had an issue with any of this whatsoever, okay? Not a plum pickle thing if it weren't for this. It went for this right here. Creation Club content always loads before others and cannot be disabled. That right there. That stupid fucking decision right there. You can't turn it off. You can't turn off the basic Creation Club bullshit. That's what bugs the fuck out of me. Yeah, sure. Sure. I want to stay on this menu so I don't have to get copyrighted. You can turn survival mode off. Sure. Yeah. You can do that. You can ignore the backpacks, the extra stuff, all the extra content. Absolutely. But the fact that it's in there, and they really felt like this is the definitive experience. This is what you should be playing. We don't need you to play vanilla anymore. They'll still sell you vanilla, and that's the craziest thing. You can still go buy vanilla ass fucking Skyrim. I'm pretty sure there's more copies of vanilla Skyrim out there than there's stars in the sky at this point. You can buy it new off fucking digital order. You know, it's out there. But like this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted for you to experience. This special edition, anniversary edition nonsense. This fucking Bethesda gilding of, we don't care about you. We don't care about your opinions. We don't care about what your desires from our product. We just want your fucking money. That's perfect. Oh my god. We couldn't get a better fucking timing right there. Beautiful. 10 stars. So that's what I'm gonna say. It's like the game. Someone asked me a while back, a couple streams ago, is this game fun? And I couldn't give them a proper response because I just don't know. I think the answer is no. I think it's only fun if you enjoy torturing yourself in very specific ways. I think it's fun if you enjoy the idea of a stacked deck against you and playing against the odds. You know, the underdog tale. I think that's really what drew me into it. That's why I enjoyed playing Penne so much. You know, it's why I enjoyed these level 1 challenge runs. Because the game really does make it progressively harder for you to level up. And playing at level 1 simplifies that down so much. You know, granted, it made a whole extra set of hoops for us to jump through, but you're not contending with trying to upgrade your armor, keep up your perks, keep up your enchantments, and on top of that, the enemy is also scaling up to meet you. You know, it's not a matter of they're scaling up to make the game difficult. No, they're scaling up to make sure you can't progress. You know, that's how it feels. And sure, I'm being a bitch baby. Boo, boo, boo. You know, like, the game wants you to play one way or no way. And that's it. And that's what really sets me, sets my hackles, you know. Yeah, I still don't think it's the kind of fun everyone would enjoy, you know. It really reminds me, and I don't know what was with this and what continues to be with this, these kind of compilation collection sets, game sets things, you know, where just the quality is poor and really uninviting. Is there a tone there? Is that in the game? Okay, whatever. Like Kingdom Hearts 2.5 plus like 1.5, 2.5, that one. I ultimately came down to the fact that I didn't like that either. You know, I didn't like 1.5. I was not a fan of, like, 2 is okay, but it's just 2. I didn't like the Chain of Memories PS2 remake. I did not like Birth by Sleep. And then the rest of it was like a bunch of fucking cutscenes thrown to it. It's like, this was not worth the money, you know? This was not worth my time to play. And I would say the same for the Anniversary Edition. I don't think it's worth my time or money to play this. I don't think it's worth your time or money to play this. Just go play regular Skyrim if you want to play Skyrim. You know? Play regular Skyrim, play it on PC so you can mod it. That's it. You know? There's Steam Decks. The GameCube is eventually going to come out for $1 million bajillion reduce. The console, it's so banal. And again, even this shit. Let me tell you about this fucking... Have I talked about the creation content menu? This whole thing right here that we're looking at? I don't think I have. It's a fucking pile of dog shit, okay? Look at this. Look at this shit right here. Category list. Look at our options. Banner, featured, verified creations, Bethesda Game Studios, creators called My Library. Most popular this month. Most liked this week. Latest from verified creators. Okay. Where the fuck is most popular all time, best rated all time, highest downloaded all time? The actual things that give you testimonial from the community that this is a good fucking mod. Those 3 things. Most played all time, most liked all time, highest downloaded all time. Those 3 things. Those are the ones that count. Not this garbage shit. Because, hey, guess what? Let's see what I'm going to pull up here. That's what we got here. Makes the final vampire stage weakness to sunlight. Let you regenerate normally. $39 likes. I have no idea what that's for. I can't even, like, it's not grammatically correct. Craft the death awaits poison. Yeah. Penne always kind of sounds nice. Bigger than bigger dragons? You want them bigger dragons than bigger dragons? You got them bigger dragons. What the unholy hell's going on here? I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna bookmark this. That sounds silly. I like that one. We don't get enough silly. Blood barrels. Like this is what they want us to, camping is in most liked this week. Camping. Your own fucking mod is in most liked this week. What the absolute shit is this? Most popular this month. Adventurer's backpack. Amazing. This junk that costs money I'm not going to pay. Amazing. Alternate armors. Like, what the fuck? This shit's got to be fucking botted. What use is this? What use is this crap? I cannot use this thing. Alright? You know what I have to do to find fucking mods I want? I have to go on to their garbage fucking Bethesda website, because at least I can look up those 3 things there, and I find one I like, and then I have to go in and fucking type it in order to find it. And then I can actually see if I can use it or not, or if it's fucking broken or something. That's what I have to do. This thing is completely useless, and it's by design. Because, hey, look, what just so happens to be sitting in most popular this month? Oh, look, fishing, farming, gold brand, where the fuck that is. Look at all of these Creation Club stuff that just so happen to already be in the base game. Wow. Nothing new, nothing good. Oh, and by the way, you can't actually sort by any of this shit. You get latest. But let's just say, oh, I don't know, graphics. How do we sort? How do we sort out which of these is the best graphics mod? Oh, we've got alphabetical and date. Great. You want to know how many people have downloaded this thing? You have to go and look at every single fucking one of them. And if you're a new infantile little Skyrim player, you may say, oh man, 89 people like this, it must be good, not realizing like the basis of something is actually good. Oh my god, where is even? Oh, don't even tell me, like, if you set it a certain way, it's not actually going to show up. There it is. There's a good one. Would you have been able to tell that? No. Because it's slap in the fucking middle of the entire fucking list. And there's no way to sort by what's actually been rated positively or not. It's by design designed to fail. It's designed to fail you. It's designed to fail the modders. It's designed to fail the entire community so that you stay on this fucking page right here and you just click on this. They want you to buy this shit. That's it. That's the kit and fucking caboodle right there. They just want you funny. They don't say fuck you everything else. These don't even need to have to fucking work. They don't even have to fucking work. They just want you to pay for them. That's it. That's all Skyrim's been for the last decade, is a fucking cash grab. And people excited for like ES6? Like, are you really gonna expect this to be any fucking different? We've seen what ESO was. We've seen what Fallout 76 was. Are you really expecting anything different from these people? No. No, not at all. Not the slightest. So that's my grand recommendation. Alright, if you want to play Skyrim, play Vanilla Skyrim. Play Vanilla Skyrim on PC and then mod the ever-loving shit out of it if you so desire. But don't touch Bethesda.net. Don't touch Bethesda's Creation Club. Don't bother with it. It is not worth your time. It's not worth your money. It's not worth the effort. It's shit. It's ass, and it deserves to be buried in the fucking history it retconned itself into. Now, I think that's really all I have to say about that. Because it's about time for me to go. I'm going to have to do a drive tomorrow. So, let's see here. I don't know what the rest of the week is looking like. Atari week, I think we're still going to do something for... I need to collect my thoughts and actually get a PowerPoint put together. And then we're going to play some games emulated, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to play physically for you on my CRT with my actual Atari, the Atari's dead. And something else I've noticed, I've realized now, I've watched a couple of videos on shutter speed. And I realize now what my problem is with my cameras on my phone. The problem is my cameras don't have the settings to adjust the shutter speed so that I don't get the weird scrolling distortion on the TV screen. I just can't do it. FPS seems to affect it, even though it's not actually what affects shutter speed. It just seems to kind of change the pattern at which it goes up and down. So it may just be for the better that's how that's going to be, you know. So we're going to have PowerPoint. We're going to do that. And I don't know what else. I think we're just going to go back to Magical Vacation and continue sallying forth with our original plans of finishing the Mana series. One thing I do want to hit is I want to play Final Fantasy Adventure, and then I want to do what's this guy's name? Impala's Ember of Mana, or what is it called? Fuck. The new mod that just came out for Final Fantasy Adventure. Embers of Mana, whatever it is. Yeah, Embers of Mana. I do want to play that because it's new and it's a passion project and it's related to the Mana series. So yeah, that's probably going to be for the year. As much as I know, it's going to be in the spring and summer. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that about wraps it all up. Yeah, I can't think of anything else really. So I think I'm just gonna go. Have a terrific weekend, since I won't see you the rest of the week. Yeah, stay safe, whatever. Bye. No more Skyrim. We're done. Bye.